Hey guys, I'm gonna show you how I made the cinnamon roll for my shorts with a couple of ingredients. First things first, you need 2 3/4 cups of flour, and then you need a fourth of sugar and a half teaspoon of salt. As soon as you get it all, you're gonna mix it in. You can either whisk it as a mix, but I personally use a fork to mix it. I like to make sure that it's nice and incorporated because I want everything to be thorough. Then you need to make sure that you have 3/4 cups of milk. And you want 2 teaspoons of butter. So here I am cutting about half a stick of my butter. You need to have both of these mixed, and the best way to do that is by putting that in the microwave. It took a couple of tries for me to do that. However, about after a minute and 30 seconds, I had thoroughly mixed milk and butter. Next, you're going to open up your yeast and stir it into your buttermilk mixture. Make sure you mix that in thoroughly as well. You want to put your paddle attachment on your stand mixer before adding your dry mixture as well as your wet mixture. Then, after about 3 minutes of mixing, you want to add in 1 egg. On another counter, add some flour so that you will be able to roll your dough and knead your dough. It took me a bit for it to get out of the bowl, but once you get it out, it's easier just to smack it down. I have sensory issues, so I use extra flour so that it won't stick to my hands too much. You should knead your dough for about 3 to 5 minutes. I usually use spray butter, but I didn't have any, so grease your pan however you want to and stretch your dough until it reaches the circumference of your pan. It should look a little bit like this, or if you have something bigger, you can put in something bigger, but cover your dough up. Your dough should rest for 10 minutes. While your dough is resting, you want to make your mixture. I eye this part honestly because it all depends on how sweet you want it. I wanted mine extra sweet, so I added a lot of brown sugar, but I also wanted it to taste a lot like cinnamon. I wanted extra cinnamony rolls, so I added a lot of cinnamon. Again, I don't have a whisk, so I'm using a fork to incorporate the two. You want to be as thorough as possible. Now that your dough is wide awake, try to take it out of the pan so that the butter side is on top. It should be a lot easier to work with and manipulate. What I do is pinch the edges after I created my perfect rectangle, and that's only because in the next step you need to make sure that you have a bowl of melted butter. I did not want the butter to get all over the place. Using that bowl of melted butter, you would like to pour it over top of your dough and then just make sure that it evenly coats it. And then you're going to add your sugar cinnamon mixture and pat it all into the butter. You see how the dark brown is on that sparse part? That's how I know that the mixture is seeping into the dough. Everything needs to be packed down. The next step is to roll your dough into a hot dog, but you don't have to worry about this being perfect because there is an additional step that I like to take. I mean, a lot of people just leave it like that, but if you're following my recipe, I think it's a lot easier to do it this way. So that way each of your cinnamon rolls can be about the same size. So what I'm doing is cutting pieces of that big roll, and I'm going to unroll that. And once I finish unrolling them, I'm going to re-roll it up tighter so that the cinnamon stays inside. Now this is a little bit time consuming and you don't have to do it that way, but this is the way that works with me. And guys, I'm putting my finished cinnamon rolls into an already greased pan. Once you finish, you let it rise for 90 minutes. Make sure you cover them. And once they're all risen, you're going to set your oven to 375. When your oven is completely heated, you're going to place your rolls inside of the oven for 26 minutes. Here's what they looked like out of the oven. So now it was time for icing. I wanted to make powdered sugar because I didn't have any powdered sugar, and the only thing that I use for icing in general is just powdered sugar, 2 sticks of butter, a little bit of milk, and vanilla to taste. So here I am making my powdered sugar, and inside of my bowl already is my butter. So what I'm doing is just adding my powdered sugar. Here I am about to add in the vanilla. For the milk, make sure it's a dash of milk, guys. And that is what my icing looks like on my cinnamon rolls. Here are what they look like iced. I didn't like a lot of icing, but it's up to you if you want to make it all pretty. And here is what it looks like on my table. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I'll see you later. Bye.